All right, this is going to be 12.6 continued. Believe I had done number 3 with y'all, so I'll start up on number 4. So we have x minus 4 times 7x plus 5. Again, using that box method, you can kind of help organize our information. So I have x, negative 4, 7x, and 5. So I go x times 7x is 7x squared. X times 5 is 5x. Negative 4 times 7 is negative 28x. And then negative 4 times 5 is negative 20. So I write the first term as 7x squared. And then I would add these two terms up. So negative 28x plus 5x would give me negative 23x. And then I would have that minus 20 at the end. And that would be it. So number 5, they try to make it a little bit more complicated, and they say, hey, multiply 4x squared plus 8x minus 2 times 3x plus 1. So again, I'm just going to produce that box method, but this time instead of a 2 by 2, I'm going to produce a 3 by 2. Now, one thing a lot of students will get stumped on is which one do I let be 3 and which one do I let be 2? It actually does not matter. I'm actually going to make 3 columns, but I could make 2 columns and 3 rows, but that part does not matter. Just whichever one you decide to have 3 on, that's where the 3 one would go. So for me, that's going to be 4x squared, 8x, and negative 2, and then my 3x and plus 1 will go on the left side. And then I'm ready to multiply. So 3x times 4x squared would give me 12x cubed. 3x times 8x would give me 24x squared. 3x times negative 2 would give me negative 6x. 1 times 4x squared would be 4x squared. 1 times 8x would be 8x. And 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. And then again, I would just add up my diagonals. So I have 12x cubed to start. 24x squared plus 4x squared would be 28x squared. Negative 6x plus 8x would be 2x. And then you are left with negative 2 at the end. All right. So let's try another one. This one again, just kind of progressively taking that step further. We now have x squared plus 4x minus 2 times x squared minus 4x plus 2. Again, I'm going to do my box, but this time I'm going to produce a 3 by 3. So I have x squared 4x negative 2, x squared negative 4x, and positive 2. So I see x squared times x squared is x to the 4th. X squared times 4x is 4x cubed. X squared times negative 2 is negative 2x squared. Negative 4x times x squared is negative 4x cubed. Negative 4x times 4x is negative 16x squared. Negative 4x times negative 2 is positive 8x. 2 times x squared is 2x squared. 2 times 4x is 8x. And 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. So then I get x to the 4th. This right here actually cancel itself out. See, this is going to be 2, negative 2, so it's negative 18. Well, these two will cancel out, and I'll be left with just negative 16x squared. And then 8 plus 8 is to make sure that's going to be positive. All right, so that would give me 16x. And then -4. That looks to be like my answer. That's as far as that will go. All right, so let's see if they can throw another curveball at us. So on number 7, they say 3x times x plus 2 times 4x plus 1. So now we have 3 things we have to multiply. I would start with your 2 binomials. So I'll make a 2 by 2 box. I'd have my x and 2, 4x and 1. X times 4x is 4x squared. 4x times 2 is 8x. X times 1 is 1x. And 2 times 1 is 2. So then I would have 4x squared. 8x plus x, there's an imaginary 1 there, so this becomes 9x plus 2. And then you still need to drop that 3x down. So then at that 3x, I'm going to distribute it in. You can do box method again, but we determined that this seemed to be a little bit easier. So 3x times 4x would be 12x cubed. 3x times 9x would be 27x squared. And 3x times 2 would be 6x. And that would be your final answer. Again, they progressively in your homework just get a little bit harder. So this one is x minus 2 times x plus 3 times x minus 6. Again, start with any 2. I just generically just go from left to right. So I'm going to start with the first 2 binomials. So that's going to be a 2 by 2. So this would be x, this would be -2, this would be x, this would be 3. So x times x is x squared. X times 3 is 3x. X times -2 is -2x. And -2 times 3 is -6. So then I have x squared. 3x plus -2x is plus x. And then minus 6. Then what I would do is then drop down the other one, which is the x minus 6. And I would then produce a 3 by 2 matrix. So here's my x squared, my x and my -6, and my x and my -6. So I got x squared times x is x cubed. X squared times -6 is -6x squared. X times x is x squared. X times -6 is -6x. -6 times x is -6x. And -6 times -6 is 36. So then I have x cubed. X squared plus -6x squared would be -5x squared. -6x plus -6x would be -12x. And then plus 36. That would be it. Let's see, did I get any? No, so then they go basically back to a concept called FOIL. So I'm going to show you all that real quick, and you can kind of judge which one you like better. So on number 9, they have x plus 7 and 3x plus 4. So the way FOIL works is you just take the first term and multiply to everything on the other side. So the first term, so FOIL, first. So x times 3x is 3x squared. O is the outside. So that'd be x times 4. So that gives me 4x. Then the I is inside. So that'd be 7 times 3x, which is 21x. And then L represents the last. So 7 times 4 gives me 28. Then you would combine the middle terms. So your final result would be 3x squared plus 25x plus 28. And it'd be if you do the same answer as the box method would. All right, so let's look at another one. So number 10, we have 4x minus 5, 2x minus 2. So 4x times 2x, that would be first, would be 8x squared. 4x times negative 2 would be negative 8x. Negative 5 times 2 is negative 10x. Negative 5 times negative 2 would be positive 10. Combine the middle terms, so I get 8x squared minus 18x plus 10. All right, last one. This would be 2x minus 8 times 5x minus 9. So again, that's 2x times 5x, which is 10x squared. 2x times negative 9, which is negative 18x. Negative 8 times 5, which is negative 40x. And negative 8 times negative 9 would be positive 72. So then I get 10x squared, combine these middle terms, so that'd give me negative 58x plus 72. And that's pretty much all you have to do in 12.6. Kind of play around with the math. All right, so I guess I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.